Welcome. So today is Friday, and I try to post videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. And today I do not have an instructional video or tutorial video or anything like that. Before Christmas, I did record a little video that showed you the different things that I made for my grandsons this year. I hand make all my gifts for them until they are age 5. So I made everything, and I went through a little list of all the different things that I made for them this year to kind of give you some ideas of handmade gifts for little dudes. And today I'm not able to do a video because for a combination Christmas and birthday gift, I got myself a Grace Company Cutie frame with their new automation. So I've wanted a long arm machine for a long time. I don't need a long arm machine because I've only made a few quilts in my whole life. So it was very impractical to even really seriously consider a long arm machine. But when Grace Company came out with their new Quilt Motion X automations for domestic machines, I decided to go ahead and get it. So I do try to make patterns. That's my new thing that I've been working on. I've already released several patterns, and I've got more in the works. But one of the things that's really hard for me is actually quilting the projects. I'm not very good at it. I'm pretty good at the straight lines and the diamonds and whatnot, but the rest of it I'm not very good at. So when the Quilt Motion X came out, I thought that it would be a perfect solution for my not being able to quilt. So I'm going to flip you around real quick and show you what my sewing room looks like right now and why I can't actually do a video today. And then I will follow that up with the little Christmas gift video that I made for my grandsons. And then hopefully by Tuesday next week, I'll be able to show you a little bit about this machine, what it can do, what it's going to do for me. And anyway, I hope that you enjoy. So I'm going to flip you around, and this is the machine. So the other day, I spent about 4 hours putting this thing together. Normally, my husband will put things together like this, but he was busy working on Christmas gifts for the kids, and I decided that I was going to go ahead and brave this myself. I am pretty technically savvy, and I can always follow good directions. So I did go ahead and put the thing together. So I've got my Baby Lock Brilliant machine on it right now. I haven't tested this out yet. I will go ahead and put my Bernina machine on it if the Baby Lock doesn't work. But basically it just runs like this. So it's kind of like a miniature long arm. And then this right here is the screen and the automation. So it follows back there through all the cording, and it attaches to these cables. So it'll actually automate the machine. So at this point I can use it as just, a frame to be able to do some of my quilting with, but with the automation, it's supposed to make it kind of like a long arm machine without the long arm. So it's used with a domestic machine. So like I said, I've got my Baby Lock on here. I will probably try it with my Bernina as well, just to see which one works better. But you load the quilt between these two things here, and then hook it all up, set it all up, and then get your design running, and it'll do it itself. So like I said, hopefully by Tuesday next week, I will be able to show you how it actually works. But right now this is on my cutting table, and my cutting table is where I do all my videos. I have my little camera that's mounted above the table, so I can't do any projects right now with this. But I have moved my big embroidery machine. I had my big buy embroidery machine right here, and these cabinets were standing up currently. I have flipped them over, and I'm going to put a big tabletop right here. We have a big melamine top that's just like this one. Just like this one right here. We're going to move or add it right here, put the tabletop here, and move the whole frame system over here. That way I don't have to move it. But currently my sewing room is in disarray. It is quite a mess in here. Like I said, I've moved the big embroidery machine over here. So I was able to get most of my stuff over here. But like I said, it's left a mess in this corner. And I've got to get the tabletop over here, and then I've got a big old mess in this corner. So there's a whole lot of stuff that actually has to happen in this room before I'll be ready to film again. But the plan is this weekend to get that all done. So hopefully you guys have a great weekend. I hope that you enjoy my quick little video on the gifts that I made my grandsons. Hope it gives you some good ideas, and I will catch you next Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. So today I decided to go through a quick little rundown of the gifts that I've made my grandsons this year. So I made a commitment to make their gifts until they were 5 years old. I think once they get 5, or once they turn 5, they start to care a little bit more about what you give them. They want specific things. They want specific books or specific toys or whatever. And when they're a little bit younger, it doesn't seem to matter nearly as much. They just want stuff to play with and things to do. So every year I have made their gifts thus far, and I will continue that until they're 5 years old. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the different things that I made this year to give you some ideas of what you can gift little boys. So every year I make them pajamas. So I'll kind of get these things out of the way. So this is a pattern that I use every single year. It's by a company called Ellie and Mac patterns. And it's just a cute little shirt. Actually, and the pattern is called Grow With Me Pajamas. So they're just, little pants, little shirts. And the part that's the Grow With Me is the cuffs. So the leg cuffs have a super long cuff that you can fold it up. And then as they grow, because obviously their arms and their legs are what grows the most, you just extend the cuff, and the arms are the same. So they get a little pair of pajamas. So these cute little jammies that have the little pants and the shirt. So this will be the 4th year, because the boys are 3.5. So this will be the 4th year that I've made their pajamas. So they get a pair of pajamas. And then I also made them little blankets. Now I think that I should have put this down a little bit more. This ended up being a little bit different placement than I had anticipated, so I probably should have moved it way down. But regardless, it's still a nice fluffy fabric. This is some fabric that I bought from Joann when they were when they were going out of business. So I just bought a whole bunch of bolts of this super fluffy fabric, and I just folded it over, did a little zigzag seam, embroidered their names on it. Each boy got a little bit of a different pattern, but they got a blanket, and this is a full-size throw blanket. So this is not the little tiny baby blankets that I used to make for them when they were little. This is a really good size blanket. It'll probably go pretty nicely on their twin size beds. So each boy got a blanket and a pair of pajamas. This is the tradition. And then this year I made them these cute little dragons. So the last video that we posted a couple of days ago was making the drawstring bag for these. And I showed you the little dragons. So this pattern for these little dragons is a pattern made by planetapplique.com, and that's embroidery patterns. So basically I just embroidered all these little dragons to give them some little dragons to play with. And then I made them a little drawstring bag to put them in. So just a little dragon bag to go with the little play dragons. So they each get little dragons to play with. And then the last and final thing is a color binder, I call it. I've dropped a marker. So this is a pattern of mine that I created, and I'm currently writing the pattern for. It's kind of a long process, so I'm getting there. I've got most of the illustrations done. I've got all the written directions done. I'm just working on adding the illustrations. But the bag is kind of a carry pouch. So the outside has a zipper pouch, and the back has a snap pouch, and obviously it has the handles. And then you open it up and you've got storage for markers or pens. And then in here we've got an eraser. And then back here they can put a notepad or whatever. And then inside here are these cute little coloring things. So these are some little designs that I found on Etsy. They're just outlined little, characters. And so what it is you put white felt with a layer of this clear plastic on it, and then you sew the felt onto the back, and then they can play and color these, and then you can just erase it right away. They're the neatest little things. Again, I found these on Etsy, this design, so I just ran them in my embroidery machine. And I had made them something similar last year, and they loved them to pieces, so I just made them more. So I've got some dragons, some little superheroes, and some little cars. And so these just go right in here, and then we zip it right back up. So this is the color binder, and I don't even know what I'm going to call it when I do release the pattern, but this is the last and final gift, and I think it's my favorite, of course, because I designed it. But anyway, it's each boy got a little color binder, and We've got 2 grandsons that are 3 years old. And then we have 2 soon-to-be grandsons that are 3 and 5. So we ended up making, or I ended up making 4 sets of all these gifts. So anyway, I hope this gives you some little ideas of some things that you can make. Some little boys, little kids. Like I said, for us, or for me, it is a tradition for me to make the pajamas. I love it. And my son was joking the other day that when they're 35, they're still going to want grandma's pajamas, and that's totally fine. I'll make them as long as they want them. But anyhow, I hope this gave you some ideas. And if you enjoyed my video, please like, share, and subscribe. And then comment down below if you have any suggestions for me. Hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas.